Months over months, they grow like 400%. They are on the way to make soon $1 billion in sales. You know that I love consumer companies. This company is actually growing like crazy. The product is very, very nice. The company has a almost 60% profit margin. So, welcome to another video, and a lot of people were asking why there's no videos about Lovesec anymore. And as you might remember, and this is the beauty of this channel, that you shouldn't miss any episode, so make sure to subscribe. When I was still in Germany, this was the video, on the 9th of September, I was revealing a stock that I previously announced on my Discord, and there I posted also a one-pager investment thesis where I talked about why this business is very, very interesting. By then it had a market cap of $800 million, and guess what? Since then the stock went up, as you can see here, 66%, guys, okay? So while some of my options just exploded, obviously, you know, with multiple % profit, my stock position is obviously nicely up. Now let's talk about this company real quick, what they are doing, if you missed it, okay? So they are producing this very modular sofa systems. They are only in the US, so they have still lots and lots of growth potential. This doesn't mean that they didn't grow. They grow actually crazy. Over the last health crisis, they grow with internet sales like they never saw before. Like months over months, they grow like 400% in online sales, and they are on the way to make soon $1 billion in sales per year. And the CEO, Sean Nelson, actually said that they have actually the whole setup now for being $1 billion in sales of revenue. Now, if you're thinking, okay, you know, that's quite interesting, but what's the special about it, right? Let me tell you, what if I tell you the company has an almost 60% profit margin on their products? The people are loving it. The people are, 40% of the people are actually becoming customers that buying this product and accessories to their product. They just launched new product that I will talk about their earnings in just a second, the second category of this video. But you know, then they have their direct sales shops. They own the shops, okay? There's no big, let's say, retailers that they have to give like 30% commission off. You know, they work very, very well, don't giving too much promotions out there. It's just like this beautiful, innovative company. And they came from this big secs where you sit down inside, as you remember, those Lovesacs. So that's why it's quite an amazing company. Quite young, well managed. I really, really love that. And the earnings are around the corner, 8th of December. And I think the growth is still out there. As I said, you know, they're just in the US so far. So as soon as they go international, this absolutely can blow up to a 50, you know, maybe even $100 billion company in the next couple of years. So if you like that, if you like this sound of money, then you should stay tuned. Let's dive in what I'm looking for, what were the recent news, and finally, in the end of the video, you will see a whole conclusion. I'd love to first go into the earnings of last quarter, because Lovesec absolutely killed it, okay? And the stock is on the run. Just on yesterday, as of this recording, they basically gained 6.33% in one day. This company is absolutely running a very, very great run for them so far. As I said in the intro, it's like 60+% since I talked about it. So congratulations to everyone who joined this ride. Now let's have a look. So earnings are expected to be released on December 8th, so about 3 weeks from now. And you know, here is just a summary of the last quarters. And over the last quarters, guys, we have always surprised, okay? Quarter 4 of 2020 surprised with the EPS, positive EPS, positive EPS, positive EPS, positive EPS. As you can see here, always it was a positive surprise. So
the question will, can they run this trend and you know, further just have this beautiful, impressive data. So here, for example, you know, expected was minus 0.11 and they did 0.52. Earnings per share surprised the quarter before that, the quarter before that, the quarter before. And it's not only a little bit, okay? It's like always more than 100% surprise. So this company is get very, very much undervalued in my personal opinion. We started to talk about this company when it had like $800 million in market cap. We are currently sitting at around 1.2 billion, okay? So let's have a look what was the highlights of the result and what I'm looking for. So a net sales growth of 65% year over year, comparable sales growth of 40%, net income of $8.4 million as profit versus the 1.1 million loss that they had a year prior. Second quarter adjusted EBITDA of 12.4 million. Okay, so and then they are talking about that this was the 14 consecutive quarters of 25% or more sales growth, with profitability nicely ahead of expectation, driven by primary lower promotions and fixed cost leverage on this quarter 65 sale increase. I mean, this is the main point here that I was very, very surprised of. They just keep on delivering. You know, here you can see how big of a gain this is. Gross margin also very strong. And guys, consider we have supply chain issues all around the world, okay? All around the world we have supply issues, and this company just delivers on a let's say a kind of hardware product that is basically interior to make 60% gross margin. I mean, that's absolutely ridiculous, okay? And yeah, and basically the only thing that was not so good was obviously the internet sales that grew almost 400% in the last quarter during the health crisis, but this is normal, right? So I think they're on a very good way. This is something that I think the most important that people will look like into this earnings is definitely the sales growth, as well as the if they can stay profitable, and last but not least also what about the gross margin. Okay, those are the three main things that the people will look for during next earnings. And let's have a look also at the last couple of weeks, because I didn't talk about this company for a little bit longer time, unfortunately, but I will do this more often. So here you can see they announced a little bit of a change in the team. They were announced or named as first annual best led company, and also they launched a cooperation, a new kind of product. Let's start with that. This was basically they integrated Harman Kardon boxes, audio boxes inside the sofa. It's totally different experience. So basically you put this into your sofa and then you have like a surround sound inside your sofa while you are sitting and watching TV. So quite interesting, innovative product that they launched. And then they were also named as the best company by still the very young founder and CEO. So I really like that as well. The revenue growth from 50 million to 2 billion is definitely something that we are looking forward to. You know, this is a very, very interesting success story by Sean Nelson. If you want to know about more, this article is on their website under investor relation and then press releases. And then finally a small change here. So basically the world's most adaptable coach today announced additions to its leadership team intended to drive the company's growth strategy. Mary Fox, a director of the company's board since 2020, has been appointed as president and COO, and Jack Krause, currently president and chief COO, has been appointed to chief strategy officer. Both appointments are effective November 15. So as you can see here, a little change. Jack goes as a chief strategy, so a little bit change, and Mary Fox, who was on the board in anyway, is now joining as COO. So quite interesting persons also here. Make sure to read the news if you want to dive into that. Yeah, let's dive into the conclusion, what I'm thinking about the company, how it works, what they're the growth potential, and so on and so forth.
So firstly, you know, I would like to say I love the companies that are well run, have an innovative product, have a great distribution network, and then growing very fast. and have still a huge run ahead, and launching soon new products. Okay, as you can see, they are trying to evolve the immersive market of being at home and creating a home that is not only individual for you, but also practical for families, well done, and also for the technic freak out there. You know, having a subwoofer in the sofa is for sure an amazing experience. Now, as you know me a little bit, because I'm since 2 years on YouTube, you know that I love consumer companies. I know something, and this is my specialty, consumer companies. Okay, so this company is actually growing like crazy. The product is very, very nice. They have a nice brand as well. They're having a fantastic team. They still, you know, even though they had the supply chain issues, they increased their earnings over earnings within 1 year. This is absolutely crazy. I mean, if you are having the biggest sales push during the health crisis and still 1 year later increase the profit margin, well, that's really well done, guys. This is nice management, okay? And that's why I love Lovesec so much. Is it a 10x company? Since I talked about it on the 9th of September, we have almost the first X, right? So there is 9 X's to go. And this is the concept, guys. Finding nice companies, staying on the piece of news that, you know, just following and seeing, okay, do they deliver? Can they continuously deliver? Can they innovate? And Sean Nelson, the founder and CEO, and this is also a great point. I love when founders are still the CEOs and they are running the business with a huge heart for and passion for the company. And that's why I really think about, okay, you know, how does it come that this kind of company is so unknown, right? I mean, I'm sure that so many people doesn't know this company, and I found it helped to an algorithm that I created to find this kind of company. So you know, this is the investing game. You know, every now and then you find this nice jewel and you just go in it, and you know, it's surprising you very well. So I'm really happy, and let me know what you think in the comments. If you have any questions, if you want to get to the Discord, check the link below. Space 35, you get 35% off to get lifetime Discord access. Exactly, and early access to this kind of stock tips. So if you are you know, on the money making side, then you should check it out. Thank you very much for watching, and see you tomorrow.